Back on this job to sort out my mess up. This is the one where I cut the panel wrong, if anybody remembers this. I was having an absolute nightmare that day. But yeah, we got the new panel. They sent a white one the other day when I came out. Don't ask. It was all bubble wrapped up and I unboxed it, it was white. That's the way my week's been going, or my couple of weeks. I haven't actually filmed anything in a couple of weeks. I've just been, well, I've been busy, and you get sort of, I'm not going to say the word stress, but you get jobs going in your head. You know, even when you're driving to jobs, you're constantly thinking, oh, I need to get here, you know, I need to do this, I need to do that, and your brain never sort of switches off. But yeah, we're working through anyway. I'll tell you a little bit about it as I'm filling this toilet, but yeah, I've just been under pressure the last couple of weeks and it's just been getting to me. But yeah, we'll sort one problem at a time and we'll keep plugging the way through. We'll just whip these clips over. But now I've had some proper, not horrible jobs, but just jobs, well yeah, you know, like really bitty jobs. I've just not been able to get my head in anything. It kind of like frustrates me. I don't know really what the word is. We all sort of get like it sometimes, I think. And then you start getting little problems, nothing even major. And yeah, no, it just gets in your head then. What I'm going to do this time is drop this panel on. Mark around the panel like I normally do, because I forgot to allow the plinth last time. Stupid mistake. That is my line. Do not cut past that line, Thomas, otherwise I will not be very happy. So I just need to cut up to there this time. If I've cut that wrong, I'm going to cry, I think. No, we'll be alright. Like I always say, there's nowhere to hide in this job when you make a mistake or you have a bad day. You just gotta, you know, own up to it. There's no Control Alt Delete. Don't know if you can see me. Yeah, that should be alright. We'll get all the flush pipe and everything put back in wherever it's gone. No flush pipe. It's down there. It only takes a momentary lapse of concentration, and you've had it. It is a brand new pan connector, otherwise I will be wearing gloves, but nobody's used it. Right, that's all back in. We'll give the toilet a flush, make sure we've got no leaks, and then we just got to drop the panel on and seal round. We'll give it a go. Because the thing is about doing it this way, you get your hand right behind, check all your connections before you put your panel on, and then you can just drop that down then. Yeah, we'll give it a couple of flushes. That all appears to be bone dry. This time you can't see the cut. Just get my hand behind, make sure I've not disturbed any of the connections. I've flushed it a good few times, but everything seems to be bone dry. These buttons just click on like that. Bit tight down this side, but God, it is what it is. That'll do, Tom. Alright, just got to wipe these panels down, give it a good silicone round. I don't know whether to do, I'll probably do clear at the bottom and then just white around that back. I don't think there's much else I can do with it. It looks a lot better now the floor's down as well, to be fair. Somebody did suggest just leaving the toilet lid up and you wouldn't see the cup, but even though I'm not that rough. I am genuinely pleased to get this job sorted and done. It took ages for the panel to come in. It's going to be the worst silicone enjoy ever. What's going on with my gun? I can split it up. My gun's getting stuck. Another thing that's going wrong. I did a job yesterday. I was working on a heating system and I get a phone call a couple of hours later saying the customer's got no water. I go back and Anglian Water's putting smart meters in and I forgot to turn the water back on. Not even anything to do with me. That's how my luck's going at the minute. My silicone gun's packed up. We can smooth it off. We'll sort that. Bit in my silicone. That should be alright. Decided to do white around the bottom because it was white grout lines and I didn't have any clear in the van. But I think it looks okay. That should be alright. So that job's all done. Another one off my list. It is a relief when you start getting around your jobs. I know they keep coming in, but you need to get jobs finished before you do anything else. And this is, well, it took a few weeks for the panels to come in because the first one came in white, as I say, and then it finally got back to do it. Yeah, but the customer's happy anyway, which is the main thing. You've got to keep the customers happy. They say it wasn't like their only toilet in the house, but yeah, they obviously want the jobs finished, which is completely understandable. I think that looks okay. Beautiful. I'm exhausted. No, it's only 8:30 in the morning. That's only took just over an hour. But at least it's got that job done. I can get that one invoiced now. It's just like little bits like that. If you don't start to work your way through the backlog, it starts to build up in your head. And when, as I say, when you're driving to a job, you think, oh, I've got to get here, I've got to get there. Yesterday I did 10 radiators in a house. Some of them were straight-ish swaps, to be fair. Some of them I just had to alter the pipes. I was absolutely knackered. I got back to the yard about 4:45, just unloading the old rads, and then the phone rings again. I had to go out to a pinhole pipe right behind it was in a commercial unit. I thought it was actually leaking on the speed fit elbow for a start. It was copper pipe speed fit elbow, but the pipe had actually pinholed. I'm seeing quite a few pinhole pipes at the minute, like a couple a week. I don't know if there's something in the water, I have no idea. But yeah, I scratched all my arm trying to reach it. I cut a hole, but I couldn't get to the right hand side because there was a water heater. I didn't want to take all the water heater out. It was probably me being lazy, to be fair. There was all electric, like all the spur and everything on that side, but there was like it wasn't behind the unit, it was like behind the wall, if that makes sense. It was like a void like that, so I was reaching behind, scratched all my arms. But anyway, I got it sorted. I managed to cut the pipe, change the speed fit elbow, and then put a speed fit socket on. But yeah, just when you think you're done for the day, something else comes in. Absolutely knackered. I used to be able to do like 10 radiators in a house easy, but now I'm just like wore out. It's just hard work, up and down stairs, you know, getting your carpet protector out, dust sheets. It just all takes time. And sometimes you're like, I don't know if my videos come across like you always want to try and be like really positive, but sometimes it isn't like that. Sometimes jobs don't always go to plan, and sometimes it's just life. But the more you end up chasing your tail, the more you end up rushing, and then the more mistakes you make. I just had so many jobs coming in at the minute. It's just I'm struggling to keep up, and I'm struggling to get people to where they need to be. But yeah, we'll just keep plodding on as we always do. My next job I've got, today is actually a fairly steady day in comparison to what I have been doing. I've got a block toilet to go and look at next. It's about 40 minutes away, and then I've got another job, I'm not sure what it is. I think it's no hot water, and then we've got blocked urinals, by the sounds of it, urinals backing up, and then we've got a job to go and look at on a commercial site. One of our other lads have been to it, and they said it's piped up wrong or something, so we'll go and have a look. I'm not sure if I'm going to film anything today because I'm just trying to get myself back on track, but yeah, we'll be all right, as we always are. We just keep going, don't we? But sometimes it's not always as you see on the videos. I've unblocked the drain on this one, but the ball valve's not filling up, and I think that's why the drain's blocked. It was full of toilet paper. It's a commercial site, so they do get a lot of hammer. So I'm gonna change that ball valve, I think. I think it's a Dudley one. Might just put a Viva in. It's gonna take me 2 minutes while I'm here, but it's just so slow filling up. The handle's a bit Heath Robinson as well, isn't it? I think it must be tank fed, because that's with the water full on. And it just doesn't, yeah. I think even if you put a new ball valve in, I don't think it's going to fill much faster. Tricky one. You can get like a part 3 or something. Could probably do it. I'll have to have a word with site and see what they want to do. The only ones to carry on the van are the Viva ones, and it's going to be no better than that, because the Viva ones have got a normal turn valve in the bottom, so you can't use them on tank feeds. And it's filling up, but everything's tank fed in here. I've got a headache now. I've just been to a job. One of the other lads have been out to it, one of the other engineers, and site are going boodoo because we've switched the boilers off. Basically, they've had new boilers a couple of years ago, 2-3 years ago, and we've been called out to repair the boilers. But what he's found is, well, the first thing he noticed, there was a piece of garden hose between the rising main off from the drain off tap and onto the drain off tap on the system, which is obviously completely illegal. Then he starts looking, the cold feed, it's an inch cold feed going up, which is the valve's been shut off and the handle's been taken off, and the vent up in the top, the header tanks above, the vent's been capped off, it's 1.25 inch vent, and somebody's capped it off. Now what he thinks happening, they've put new pumps on, big pumps. There's 2 Evo Maxes on the wall, comes down, pumps into a low loss header, and what's happening is the things are pumping over, and so instead of pressurising the system or dealing with the pipework issue, all they've done is cap the cold feed, cap the vent. There's no expansion on the system. The PRVs are running flat out on the boilers because the water's got nowhere to go. It's all brown staining on the boiler room floor now, where they've been running ages. So yeah, it's basically, the right hand boiler wasn't working anyway, and he switched the left hand one off, which I think is fair enough. And then we're going to quote to rectify the issues. Obviously, it's disconnected. In a quarter of a mile at the roundabout, take the second exit and stay on A153. It's disconnected the bit of hose that was filling the system, because it's contaminating all the water. Every time the pressure drops in the main, all that water goes back into all that mucky heating water, which is fluid cap 4, goes into the drinking water. So yeah, I mean, somebody's done that maliciously, and somebody's done that. That is naughty, I think, to go up there and plug that vent, because you know what you're doing. It's not like a 22 pipe where you've accidentally left a cap end on. Somebody's plugged it. So yeah, they gave me a right ear bashing, saying they want the heating on. I won't switch it back on. It's still capped off. So all I'm going to do is price to put a microfill in. Microfill, I need to work out the size of the expansion vessel, but it's looking like it's going to be a big one. It's a big system. And sort the problem out. And that's all we can do. I mean, the only other thing you can do, potentially, you could look at altering the cold feed vent pipe arrangement on the system. But I think I mean, their microfills aren't cheap, but it's probably going to be the best solution, I think, to pressurise the system. New PRVs on the boiler, put the bits on the boiler that's required, and get the thing back up and working. But yeah, I've just had a right ear bashing off them, because they don't agree. Well, I've told them they can always get a second opinion, they don't have to agree with what we've said. But yeah, anyway, I'm just on my way to another job now. We've got to go and second fix the kitchen. I came and stripped this one out. This one's going to be a bit of a nightmare. Well, no, I don't think it's going to be a nightmare. It's just super tight in the unit. There was a water heater at one point in the best. There was pipes everywhere, and because I had to leave the pipes on to the rest of the building, I had to basically link bits out. We'll have to go and see what we're left with. I'm sure we'll always do something with it, but yeah, we're going to get it done. I'll shut up waffling, but yeah, that one there, I'm not happy with at all. That other one, but yeah, I've had a bit of a ear bashing. I've got a bit of a headache now. And they're all the bits I won't normally film, but it's probably like 30% of my time is taken up from where I've had to go out after one of the other lads. Not that we've done anything wrong, but the customers asked for management, or they're not happy, or whatever, and then that's my job to deal with it, and I don't always show that sort of stuff. But yeah, I have to sort it. So I've just arrived on this job to second fix this sink. I've got a water heater going underneath, so I've already done my hot, got that dropped in. I'm just using press fit because it's quicker, and we're in a commercial site, so there's smoke alarms and stuff. Just got the cold expansion vessel and everything. As I say, this is all existing, but I will check the pressure on that into my PRV, and then the old original pressure relief pipework is underneath, so I've got to try and get to that somehow. I'll do something with it. It's just a 6-bar one. But yeah, I will check all the components for safety and stuff, but we are using the old stuff, and the tiler was in here when I came, so I've got a silicone. I said I'd seal all around the worktop and stuff, because it's only just grouted. So give it an hour and I probably should be alright to seal, and if not I'll have to leave it. So yeah, that's what we're doing anyway. I'll just get this plumbed in real quick. I've already, as I say, I've already started it. Try and get my hot done for a start, because it just gets something out of the way, and then I'm just going to put my expansion vessel PRV and just try and make it the best I can with the pipe work. I'm not sure what they're doing at the back, whether they're going to put a false back in that. I'm just dropping down. Expansion vessel's going to go there, and then PRV will have to come up because I've got to get a drop on. I've got to get a drop on the ton dish. That speed fit one there goes across there and then to the side. But that's all existing. You know, I can only do what I can do. See if I can get that. Here. Sometimes it takes longer to fit old stuff. It does now. I mean, these expansion vessels are like 30 quid, I guess. But it needs a new check valve on it anyway, which I've got one in the van because the check valve is passing. I'll show you in a second. I think I can get it off. I don't know why people use soldered connections on there, because if you ever have to change that vessel, you can never get them off. I'm good for that. We use a compression one on there, so if you ever have to get it off, you just undo the nut, then it's a lot easier. That check valve there is goosed. What that does, it stops the hot water as the heater heats up, expanding back into the main. So that's a single check valve's fine for fluid cat 2. But you can see it's popped apart. So we'll pop a new check valve on there. And the expansion takes up the expansion. Sometimes if you've got a long run of cold pipe, you get away with that expansion vessel and the check valve, but I generally put these kits on as standard. As I say, we're just going to have to do our best with the pipe work. Jobs like this, the press gun makes my life a lot less stressful. I don't have to think about anything, I can just, you know, I haven't got to think about smoke alarms or permits. I can just literally press the trigger and it's done. I mean, that jaw sometimes pinches a bit on the 15mm. I don't know why. I am trying to tidy this pipework up the very best that I can. The next thing we need is our PRV, which is our safety. So if the expansion vessel failed, it can't expand that way. So what it does is it blows it out this 6-bar PRV. Stops the heater from over pressurising. So we need that at the top, and then we need a ton dish on it, and then a minimum of 300 drop down. It was only done in 15 before. I mean, ideally that should be 22. I'll have to see if I can get a 22mm feed out. But yeah, I don't even know where it runs, to be honest with you, because we're right in the middle of a building. I mean, it's not the worst of everything, but ideally that should be 22mm. Yeah, we'll have to get that at the top somewhere. I think what they'll have to do is put a false back in that to cover that up. I don't know, I'm just the plumber. I think that's going to be okay like that. So we've got a drop from our ton dish down, we've got a visible discharge. That PRV is easy enough to get to, so all we need to do now is bend up onto the top of there, get them few bits pressed on, and we can get the water on. As I say, I've done my best with it. It's not the greatest bit of pipe work, but I tried to keep everything to the back and accessible. I'll have to alter that waste pipe, bring it straight down into my trap, and then I'll just have to put a false back in the unit. I didn't take the back out, that's as I found it. So yeah, we'll try. All you can do is, all you can ever do is your best. I've just eyeballed that piece of wood. Do you reckon it'll fit? It needs shortening. I don't think it's going to be far out. I don't think it's going to be far out at all. We can probably do something with that. We'll get the water on. Should be right now. I ain't got my waste connected yet. No, I ain't got the coal onto the sink. While we're doing the waste, we can check for leaks. They're dielectric bushes, by the way, so they stop the corrosion between the copper and the brass and the steel in the water heater. So they come with these Ariston ones, so they just screw on. As I say, this is the second-hand water heater, well, it's the one that was in. I don't normally use push-fit waste pipe, but I've maybe got a bit in the van. I'll just bring that up and straight in, so I just need an elbow or a couple of elbows and straight through in a bit of pipe, and that's all piped up as far as I'm concerned then. Sparky's got to come back anyway, so I'll have a word with him, see if he's got some flex. Let's wire it in. But yeah, we're getting there. Oh, I've just got a seal round as well. Getting there. Got a headache. Want to go home. Gotta get this done first. Then we can go home. I don't know why I'm whispering. Put a bit down it for a start, then I'll fill it up to overflow. Get a wet sleeve. Oops. Okay. I just changed the elbow at the back. Maybe it's a good job. We could get to that still. This is why I don't like push fit waste pipe, and I generally always change it, but yeah, it was just leaking on the O-ring. So a new elbow in there. We'll give it a test, hopefully nothing else is... It didn't leak when they just put a bit down it, but we'll get plenty of water down the waste. Should be alright. I've had my head right behind and you can't see where it's, you can't see anything else, it just disappears. So are we happy? It's not too bad. It's actually better than it was before. Just need to get these worktops sealed up and we'll get out of here. Again, that's not really my job, but I didn't really want the driver standing over me for an hour or two while his grout dried. So I said I'll just do it. It'll take me 5 minutes. There's only that and that to do. Can't beat down corning. Not my job, mate. Well, everything's my job. Never leave out. I reckon doing that makes it better, but I'm not convinced. Popped the pipe collar on there as well. Everything's sealed up. I think that is us done. Oh, about that good. At least that's got that job sorted. I know it's not the best, prettiest bit of plumbing you're ever going to see, but sometimes you can only work with what you've got. It's certainly a lot neater than what I ripped out. It was all done in speed fit before under there. So yeah, I've just tidied it up. I know you're going to be able to find bits that are not quite perfect, but it is what it is, as I say. I sometimes don't film jobs like that, especially I wanted to do like a true day in the life, you know, so you can see each job. There was one job that I didn't film, which was just a flush valve pass in, but I had to park onto the yellow lines and literally nip out. It was just an ideal standard, so it was just click, new flush valve washer and click out. Luckily I didn't get a parking ticket. As I say, I need to go back now and work out what I'm going to do with that heating system. Problems all over. It's not our problem, you know, we didn't put the system in, but it's, you know, somebody should not have capped the vent off. I was thinking about it while I was doing that job. That's the thing, you think about other jobs when you're doing one job and you think, blimey, you know, we all do sometimes stuff that you're not absolutely proud of. I'm not saying I'm absolutely proud of that water heater, but I would never do anything dangerous like cap a vent off on a heating system or like that, you know. But yeah, I'm probably going to end the video there. I'll stop waffling. I've got a headache. I need to go and get some tablets. Thank you so much for watching. We'll catch you next week.